Every year I get a pile of bows, and it's a super exciting time for me because I love to figure out what new features and new changes they've made to each and every little bow. Now hold on to your seats while we find out which bow he picks. Okay, so just 3 arrows through the bow, and then we'll change it out for another one. And then when you get done shooting all of these, we'll eliminate 2 if you can. If you can't do 2, we'll just do 1 and start over again.
Okay.
Okay?
Cool. Sounds good. Oh, that is a stiff bow. Okay.
Aim a little lower, you're pretty high. There you go. Go ahead. Whenever you're comfortable.
All right.
First initial reaction. Other than that's a stiff bow.
It's not bad. It didn't dump in. It felt like the hardest part was the beginning of the draw as opposed to like dumping into something.
Yeah. We should, I'll probably preface if this is in comfort.
It is in comfort.
It is. Okay.
Yeah, Michael said it's going to be fast anyway, so leave it in comfort.
Well, it's your call what you want to compare them to, so that's totally fine. But do keep in preference mind that bow is actually probably a bit slower than it would advertise that by about probably 12 feet.
Really, that much from switching that mod? Okay.
Yeah, we can test it. You know, if we get down to where you're down to like 2 or 3 and you aren't sure and you want to shoot them through the crony, we can pull the crony out and run some arrows through the crony and see how fast it is.
Yeah, I know I said it was stiff. Draw cycle's not extremely important to me because like I'm gonna get used to it and I know that.
It really doesn't matter honestly. Other than there are periodically ones that are just ass, and it won't matter how well you get used to it. You'll keep creeping out of the front. Yeah. Right. You'll get back into it with a good amount of pressure, then you sit there and try to relax and point and goes up on you. So you will find ones periodically that are terrible, no matter how you do. Yeah. But in general, yes, that bow after 500 shots won't feel hard. It'll feel easy. I'll hand you a different brand, and all of a sudden that'll feel hard. Which we should preface, what bow are you shooting now?
Right now?
Yes.
A V3X 33.
Okay, so a Mathews draw cycle is probably going to feel more normal to you.
Probably.
When you try them. So, and it won't shock me if you pick that up and go, oh, this feels great. Most people complain about that being hard in the front end and easy in the back.
Interesting.
So, yeah.
But yeah, I'll run this one. I also gripped that shot the way I'd normally grip a bow. I'm going to do the same thing on this one. On that last row, I'll death grip it and see what I can
just so you can
really
feel. Yeah, that's good.
Low enough?
Yep, you're fine. Cool. Yeah, set that down, grab the Darton, I'll grab the arrows.
Sweet. Darton
Sequel 31 ST. Interesting features on this bow, which we didn't cover. Interesting features on the Bowtech Virtue, which we should really quickly. Lightest thing we got, hands down. Magnesium, aluminum, rare earth, mineral composition. They won't tell you what it's made out of. Not sure why. Wheel lean adjustability with an Allen wrench, timing adjustability with an Allen wrench, grip adjustability with an Allen wrench. Basically as tunable as you can make a bow for ease of use. Right in that alley, timing adjustability, wheeling adjustability at the pocket, super simple. There's no grip adjustment, but similar as far as features for home use. Cool, go ahead.
Initially, noticeably heavier considering aluminum riser.
Duh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like noticeably heavier.
Well, I think out of everything that's left, that's the heaviest one by a long shot. All right. That's really the only gripe I can give them. They're heavy.
Yeah.
So. First initial.
About the same amount of hand shock, honestly. Draw cycle felt smoother. Solid back wall, like I don't have any complaints with that. Didn't see anything with the
and the draw cycle on a Darton's actually like it's stiff, but it's not. To me, it doesn't feel like drastically hard at any point. It just feels full, like a draw cycle should if you want it to have some speed. Yeah. But yeah, it's clean. Like it's surprisingly clean, actually.
Yeah. I like it.
There's stuff they made a couple years ago. You could kind of feel herky jerky a little bit, and not what they're making now. We should probably pull that off there. I guarantee you that's making a decent amount of noise because it's right in between the cables.
Yeah.
All right, grab the Prime. Prime RVX32. This should be the slowest of the 5, but they do offer a speed mod on there that gets it closer to the comparables. I want to say the Virtue with a speed in like performance, it is damn near the fastest one.
Okay.
But in performance, it feels way worse than comfort. So that in comfort should still be faster than this. But in comfort, it's probably the slowest bow up there, or pretty close to it, because the rest of them are all pretty quick.
Gotcha. Okay. Okay.
First initial thought.
Smoothest draw cycle, by far, at least for me.
Yep. No, that's typically what you'll get from it. That's part of why it's slow.
That was really dead in the hand. Like, I got nothing out of that.
Yep. So from standing here, that was easily the loudest one he shot.
Yeah.
Yeah, it seemed really loud. And there's no hanging stuff off it, so it couldn't be that. But yes, traditionally you'll get the best feeling cycle and pretty dead in the hand. Although vibrate or decibel readings are quite a bit higher.
Yeah.
So I don't know if normally noise relates back to vibration. But in their instance, I'm not sure it does. I think there's something snappy going on there that makes it a little louder, but it doesn't make it vibrate more.
Huh.
But you are also hanging onto a piece of rubber all the way around the grip, and part of that's going to make you not feel the vibration in the metal.
Yeah, I totally believe that that's doing something for it.
Yeah, it's a cool grip option. That wasn't nearly as
That
loud.
was so much better. Okay.
Yeah, let's have you shoot 2 more.
Okay.
Just be fair.
Yeah, that thing is dead. Really dead.
They do a good job on field. They really do. If a guy wants a great feeling bow and you want to disregard, so it's doing something interesting.
What is that?
I don't know. I'll have to look at it, figure it out. I mean, it still sounds louder than the Virtue. Okay.
Yeah.
Set her down. Let's grab Mathews or the Hoyt.
All right.
Haterade.
All right.
First initial thoughts.
Cam's a little stiffer than what I'm used to, but V3X also has a different cam than
Yeah,
this.
the newer one's a little more aggressive. They were trying to push some more speed out of it. And so that makes sense of why it would feel a little harder.
But not bad by any means. About the same level of vibration I felt as the Prime.
Okay. All right, cool. Grab the Hoyt.
Sweet.
First initial reaction.
Draw cycle, honestly comparable to that Mathews. That thing didn't shake in my hand, like at all.
Oh, on the shot?
Yeah.
So part of that is the geometry design of the I-beam riser, right?
Yeah.
So it's sending vibration around your hand instead of through it. So much like when Jake went through them, he wasn't feeling it, but you can hear it. So it is a little bit louder. However, the aluminum ones aren't nearly as loud as the carbon ones. The carbon ones are some of the loudest ones we actually tested, which was disappointing because it's an expensive bow, right?
Yeah. It's dead.
All right.
Yeah.
So, do you think you can eliminate 2? Or does it need to be 1? It's your call. If you're confident enough that there's 2 that you know you don't like in comparison to the others, we can get rid of 2. If there's not, we can just do 1. All right, so you think you can eliminate 2?
Yeah.
All right. First one, what are you thinking?
First one, I think I'm going to eliminate the Hoyt.
Okay.
It feels good, but noise, like I was saying, is important to me. And if you're hearing it right there.
Well, you know, it'd even be better to ask Jeff because he's standing farther away.
Yeah, honestly.
He's 15 feet across the room from where we are. Which one was loudest to you? After we fixed the rest on the Prime.
Yeah, that
Ignore that.
count.
Yeah.
I mean,
What, honestly?
the Hoyt was pretty freaking loud.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Well, Jeff said the Hoyt's loud, so we'll pull that too.
All
Had a pretty good amount of reflex to it too.
Yeah.
Right. So it was on the higher reflex of the bows that were here. So it's a logical one to get rid of.
Yep.
All right. What other one?
It's really, really close. But I think I'm going to get rid of the Darton.
Okay.
Just like I love the tuning features of it, but weight's still important to me. It's in that like top 5 that I'm looking for in a hunting bow.
Yep.
And I can get the same kind of tuning features out of other bows here that are quieter.
Yeah. 2 of the 3 you got have really impressive tuning features in them.
Exactly.
And some more than others. So okay.
Yeah, I do
All
like
right.
it. Like it's
So-
good, but
Yeah. If like weight wasn't a factor at all.
Oh,
This is making it to the end probably.
yes.
Yeah, or winning, just because it has great features. It feels really good. It's very fast. There's lots of good pluses here.
Yeah.
But it's heavy as AF.
Yeah.
Right? So, Darton, if you're listening, your shit needs a diet.
Helio, dude.
What I would probably do at this point is shoot 3 more arrows through each one and try to eliminate 1.
Yep.
If you can't, we can start trying to figure out ways to eliminate 1.
Okay.
But from here forward, just whatever you think. Don't, whatever feels good to you. Because you're not dealing, all of them are good products, right?
Yeah.
There are more tuning features here than there, but equally, I agree with the feels that you've come up with, because that's where I probably would be standing, having shot all of them, feel-wise. So, all right, so which one, you want to start with that one or this one, or what do you want?
I'll start with this one.
Okay. All right, here you go.
You know, going back to this one after shooting everything else, I'm kind of liking that. Damn.
It's an amazing bow. Okay, prime time. Prime Time.
This really ain't easy.
No, it's not. But that's a great testament to what's going on here, right?
Yeah.
Everybody is making better product. It makes
Yeah.
the decision-making process harder. It makes the differences between them less, which is good. But it also goes to show that we've clearly hit a peak of speed, right? Because one's not drastically faster, hardly anymore, with the exception of that and Smooth is pretty, or their regular mod is relatively slow.
Yeah.
But outside of that, like, they're pretty friggin' close. They really are, all of them. So it's not a wrong answer, right? There is not a wrong answer to this. There's not, because they're all pretty damn good.
Yeah.
So
What do you think the way forward is to really,
from here?
Yeah, to get faster.
It's not going to look like a bow.
Yeah.
Or we're going to be dealing with, and we're going to have to pass the argument threshold of whether or not a light arrow doesn't penetrate. Because if we can get people to realize that their broadhead is what's penetrating it, and the adequate spine of your arrow is what's carrying energy, you get away with lighter arrows because they can make lighter arrows.
Yeah.
So, and that would increase speed. Bow turned off. Isn't it amazing how much different they all sound? Oh, yeah. Like if you're not looking at it, if you just sit somewhere else and don't look up and just hear the shots go off. Okay, so can we eliminate one or do we need more information?
No, I can eliminate one of it.
Okay, cool.
It ain't easy, man.
All right, give me your thoughts. Give me your feedback.
Okay, so having gone back to the Bowtech after shooting the rest of them, that draw cycle just felt different. It felt relatively smooth compared to some of the more aggressive stuff. The Mathews, honestly comparable, maybe a marginally more on the backside of things, a little bit harder
It
to pull
should
back.
as it's set right now. Like if we flip this over and put it in performance, the Bowtech's going to feel the worst.
Yeah.
But it's going to shoot the fastest.
Makes sense.
Right now, it's slower than the Mathews, almost guarantee it.
Yeah.
And it's still probably faster than your prime.
Also, just not hugely important to me, but just how it vibrates in the hand. They're all about the same.
Yeah, they're real close. They really are.
And because of that, I got to nix the prime.
Okay.
If it's going to be the slowest.
Okay, so we don't have to reset the chronographs. I'm going to go ahead and shoot these for Johnny, and we can just get a couple of speeds real quick. This is the lift 29.5. 335 on the one, 333 on the other. So just for consistency, I'm going to give it 3 and give an average.
Okay.
334, 333, so 334. 333, 331. So we'll give it a 333. 334. 334 average. So I'll go grab those arrows and we'll shoot that. Immediately noticed it. So way slower, right?
Yep.
So now I shot that quite a bit off to the left, so we better pay attention what I'm doing this time. Because if you get way off left to right, it's going to be different on speed. 327, 325. 326, 326. 327, so 326 average is probably fair.
Yeah.
We'll reshoot that real quick.
Okay.
29 inches. This is 80% let off for the people that are going to comment, what was that? That in performance in this would feel very similar to me. 335, 333, so that's a 334 average. Here's our results. We did everything we could to try really hard to make this bow more appealing than this bow, authentically. There is timing features that this bow doesn't have, and these can be an absolute bitch to time. Just going to be frank with you. These bows are difficult to get timed. They really are. They're more aggressive in the module position than any other one that I've ever messed with. That being said, this bow was minimum 5 feet slower after we set this in performance because it was like 18 feet slow or something in comfort. So can't bother comparing them in comfort at that point. And this bow is $2,000. This bow is like under $1,400, right at $1,400. So what do you think?
I mean, this is a little lighter.
It is. This bow is 3.95, 3.7.
Okay.
So 2.5 or 0.2.5 or what, a quarter?
5.
A quarter ounce,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
4 ounces. So there's 4 ounces difference here,
Yeah.
right?
At $600 more expensive,
Yes.
and it's 5 feet slower.
Correct.
I gotta go with a lift.
So, once again, comment down below on we're shills for the industry of Mathews. All we do is have Mathews tattooed on our ass. I don't know what you want me to do, people. Like, I really don't. Like, try them all and be fair for yourself and make up your own mind, but it's hard to argue with. Peace out.